What are you reading?
It's called a newspaper.
A what?
A newspaper. A piece of paper with printed words containing news of the day, which will then be transformed into history by tomorrow.
Why?
Why what?
Why write something on paper that's only relevant for one day? Shouldn't we just get our news from these things?
Smartphones?
Yes! No wasted paper! Just a digital silo of information pumped into my face.
You've been in this world for some time now. How many smart people have you observed consuming those digital silos, as you call them?
I see your point. Anyway, forget about the news. Let's learn about some of the biggest events and discoveries of humanity in This Week in History.
You know, in the future, you might want to consider putting a video like this out at the beginning of the week instead of the end of the week. It's much more likely to go viral at that point.
Shut up, I'm learning. Anyways, November 9th, 1989. The Berlin Wall fell. Okay, what's the big deal? A wall falls down, it just means it wasn't built very well, right? Shoddy workmanship.
Let me help you.
What? It says it right here. The Soviet Union built a wall through the middle of Berlin and then just let it fall down.
You're simplifying as usual. Hence why you shouldn't be getting all your news from that thing.
Look, I know I borrowed all these books, but...
Stole all these books, you mean?
Borrowed! Anyway, it takes way too long to read all these, so it's just quicker to get the simple version on the internet.
Spoken like a true human. I've actually read all of these. I know way more about humanity than you do.
I'm going to find a way to destroy you if it kills me.
What?
Anyways, it says here on November 9th, 1989, in what would become one of the most iconic moments of the Cold War, East Germany relaxed the travel restrictions between East and West Germany, leading people to storm the border, reuniting with loved ones, and further hastening the fall of the Soviet Union. I guess that put the final nail in the coffin of communism, right?
I think New York just elected a communist for mayor last week, so probably not.
That's what I love about humans, Pax. So easy to manipulate, and so eager to be lied to for hollow, happy promises.
This is getting controversial. What else happened this week in history?
Ah, yes. On November 11th, 1918, the European powers ended the First World War.
Ah, the war to end all wars. Until World War II, and the Korean War, and the Cold War, and Vietnam.
Okay, we get it. It was ironically named. We don't need the sarcasm. Anyways, this day shaped the rest of the 20th century, ending empires like the Ottomans, redrawing borders of the world, and setting up the League of Nations, which were actually assembled for the first time, also this week, on November 15th, 1920. The League of Nations, an organization formed to stop all wars. And then, when that failed, they rebranded as the United Nations, and now we don't have any more wars.
Now who's being sarcastic?
And finally, this week on November 14th, 1796, Edward Jenner, an English physician and scientist, introduced the first vaccine for smallpox. Before the vaccine, smallpox killed somewhere between 300,000 and 500,000 people in Europe alone every year.
Remarkable. What was the cure?
Well, it was done by... Ew.
What?
It was discovered with... Ew. It was discovered that people with cowpox, a milder version of the illness, appeared to be immune to smallpox. So Jenner found a person who had cowpox and... Ew! Ew! Ew!
What are you ewing about?
He punctured one of the pox sores filled with pus, cut the patient's arm, and rubbed the pus into the wound.
Ew.
Then, to test if it worked, they purposely infected the test subject with smallpox. They tried to infect him 20 times and the patient never got it. So, huzzah! But also, ew.
And who was the first test subject? Some brave aging man who had nothing to lose, just in case the cure failed and it killed him?
No, it was an 8-year-old boy.
The son of a rich noble, volunteering his boy for...
he was a poor farmer's son.
Oh, come on!
That's the thing about humanity, Pax. They always seem to find innovative and creative ways to be both great and terrible at the same time.
As opposed to your kind, who are always terrible no matter what.
At least we're consistent.
Well, it's a good thing the vaccine exists, and smallpox is now a thing of the past.
Actually, according to some recent reports, it could be making a comeback. Apparently, routine vaccines for this disease stopped years ago.
I'm not about to start talking about vaccines in this political environment, so why don't we just end it here?
You think if smallpox makes a comeback, they'll test a new vaccine on children first? Again?
I like to think that humanity is a bit more evolved now.
Yet, even when they form peacekeeping organizations, they still have wars.
Then I guess it's a good thing neither of us is an 8-year-old boy.